Well, let's stay on this topic. Joining me live is Mike Wagenheim, Washington-based correspondent for JNS, a news service covering Israel and the Middle East. It's great to have you with us. We just heard about that sterile defence zone in southern Syria. Is there any more detail about what that's about?
Well, to be clear, Israel Katz, the current Israeli defense minister, has been around for a long time. He's not exactly known for tact or clarity in many of his comments. So there's been no further clarification as to what that means, but it could be quite consequential. Does he mean that it will be an expansion of the current buffer zone to areas of greater distance into Syria? Could it mean, as some critics have alleged already, that it's an intent by Israel to depopulate certain portions of the Syrian side of the Golan Heights? That will bring about immense international criticism, more so than just expanding the current demilitarized zone. So those are questions that I'm sure will be put to Israel Katz in the coming hours and days here, and hopefully we can get a little bit more clarity at this point in time. It seems that Israel now, the country that is, will suffice with what it has, which is an expanded zone there with which to operate on the Syrian side of the Golan. They've taken over Mount Hermon, the strategic mountain that straddles Israel and Syria, a very strategic point that was partially captured during the 1967 war. And from that vantage point, they'll be able to at least detect any threats that are coming from the bottom toward Damascus and further out. So at least at this point, that's the only stated intention by Israel. And they've made clear from a number of government officials that even that operation will be limited and temporary in nature until the political and security situation in Syria becomes a bit more clear.
Yeah, well, Syrian rebels now say they've named an interim prime minister, and there is a kind of projected feeling of calm, but it's still very much a tense situation on the ground, isn't it?
The Middle East changes quite rapidly, as you and your viewership notices here. So what's quiet one moment can become chaotic the next. Remember, just a month before the October 7th, 2023 attack, the massacre by Hamas against Israel, U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan was crowing that the Middle East is quieter than it's been in decades, and we see what came of that. So Israel officials and military leaders right now are erring on the side of caution in terms of the developing situation there in Syria, making sure things are sorted out. They really have no reason other than the international pressure that's always there to go back onto the Israeli side of the Golan here. And I think at this point in time, they'll suffice with staying exactly where they are, at least cooperating, if not in spirit, then at least within the letter with UN disengagement observer forces there within the Golan, and trying to make the best of a very still, in terms of the Middle East, chaotic situation here as the Syrians sort things out for themselves. And that's the view that the U.S. has taken. We spoke with a number of administration officials today, and we're on call for a number of briefings, including with National Security Council spokesman John Kirby. He said the Syrians have to be the ones that sort this out for themselves. They need to be the ones that take control. The U.S. will help in any way possible. He was asked, Kirby, that is, a number of times about Israel's encroachment into that demilitarized zone. He said, we believe the Israelis will retreat when they feel safe to do so.
OK, we'll have to leave it there. Mike Wagenheim, thank you.